The hearse hadn't fully stopped when a pearl-white SUV, driven by Trisha Loop, jumped the curb, rolled across the cemetery grass, and stopped dead on top of my son's freshly dug plot. Trisha, the HOA president, wearing a blazer and an oversized HOA badge lanyard, shouted, "You cannot stage unauthorized gatherings on common view lots." My mother dropped her lilies. The priest froze. I, Mason Dillard, just stood by the casket, watching Trisha put her SUV directly on my boy's grave. Trisha, president of Maple Quay HOA for 6 years, cares only for rules and control. She once used a protractor to measure my porch flag angle, it was 3 ring operator off. She wrote me up for an unneutral wind chime. During my son Jamie's battle with leukemia, she mailed a formal warning for a blue ribbon on my mailbox, an unapproved motif. In the weeks leading up to the funeral, Trisha escalated. She slid violation notices under my door for yard melancholy, claiming my grass showed neglect due to emotional distress, negatively impacting curb appeal metrics. She counted visitors during Jamie's hospice care, writing down license plates, and sent an official memo to the board titled Traffic Concerns at Residence Number 27, suggesting we postpone non-essential gatherings until a less disruptive time. My dying son was non-essential. When I posted the funeral details on social media, she commented publicly, demanding guests use overflow parking at the community pool. She emailed, "We cannot facilitate spectacle under any circumstances. Consider alternative routes." I ignored every message. At Willow Bend Memorial Gardens, 3 miles away in a different town, Trisha rolled up, barked her non-compliance rules, turned on her hazard lights, and climbed out in a bright yellow safety vest. She started photographing headstones. When the groundskeeper asked her to move, she claimed municipal authority to enforce compliance and showed him her HOA badge. My sister tried to reason with her. Trisha pulled out her phone and called 911, reporting threatening mourners and an illegal burial party requiring immediate law enforcement. The hearse dashcam, cemetery cameras, and a half-dozen phones captured everything, including her tires chewing grass directly over the vault liner. The first police officer arrived. He looked at her badge and said, "Ma'am, this is not your jurisdiction. You're trespassing." Trisha doubled down, emotions do not override covenant regulations or community standards. She shushed the priest who spoke of grace. The officer asked her to move the vehicle. She refused. The groundskeeper, visibly shaking, pointed out that her front tire had cracked a temporary vault brace protecting the grave structure. The officer's tone shifted. He called for backup. They cited her for criminal trespass and interference with a burial service. They found an open container of pepper spray and a stack of printed cease and desist forms on her dashboard, featuring a fake seal that read Municipal Enforcement Division. They also found a voicemail where she threatened the cemetery with $5,000 fines per day, claiming to represent a government entity. The county prosecutor's office received all the evidence, video footage from multiple sources, witness statements, and the voicemail where she impersonated a government official. The courtroom was packed with neighbors and 3 shamed HOA board members. The prosecutor presented a highlight reel of evidence: Trisha's SUV straddling the grave, the 911 call, and her entire history of harassment. The charge that carried the most weight was felony desecration of a burial site and criminal impersonation of a public official. The stone-faced judge asked Trisha if she had anything to say. "Trisha, Your Honor, I was protecting property values and maintaining community standards. Someone has to enforce the rules, even when it's difficult. That's what leadership means." The judge removed her glasses and delivered the sentence. 10 years total, 5 years state confinement, 5 years suspended probation. Full restitution to the cemetery, $8,000. Restitution to my family for emotional distress, $15,000. A permanent ban from holding any position in any HOA in the state. 1,000 hours of mandatory community service maintaining veterans' graves under direct supervision. Trisha's mouth opened and closed silently. Her HOA badge had finally met something bigger than itself.